Unmuted.
Okay, everyone, we're ready to go live, okay? This meeting of the City of Socorro Planning and Zoning Commission is set to begin. First and foremost, the City of Socorro would like to thank everyone and ask for your patience during this difficult time we have been presented with. Everyone, please remember to silence any electronics to avoid sound interruption. No disruptive behavior or outbursts will be tolerated, and violators are subject to call disconnection and possible prosecution. In accordance with Section 418.016 of the Texas Government Code and by the order of the Office of the Governor issued March 16, 2020, the Planning and Zoning Commission of the City of Socorro will broadcast the meeting scheduled today, Tuesday, June 2nd, 2020, at 5:30 p.m. from City Hall chambers located at 860 Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas, via telephone conference and live stream in order to advance the public health goal and practice social distancing to slow the spread of coronavirus COVID-19. The public that signed up and any presenters will be called upon by the presiding officer during the meeting to speak during the public comment or their agenda item during the meeting following Government Code 551.042. La reunión de la Comisión de Planificación y Zonificación de la Ciudad de Socorro está por empezar. Primeramente queremos darles las gracias y pedimos su paciencia durante estos momentos críticos que enfrentamos. Favor de poner en silencio todo equipo electrónico para evitar interrupción de sonido. No se va a tolerar ningún tipo de comportamiento perjudicial o revoltoso. A quien no siga estas reglas, su llamada será desconectada y puede ser infraccionado. De acuerdo con sección 418.016 del Código del Gobierno de Texas, y por orden de la Oficina del Gobernador, anunciada el 16 de marzo de 2020, la Comisión de Planificación y Zonificación de la Ciudad de Socorro transmitirá su reunión hoy, 2 de junio de 2020, a las 5:30 p.m. desde la sala del concilio localizada en 860 Rio Vista Road, Socorro, Texas, por medio de teléfono y será transmitida en vivo para tomar medidas preventivas para prevenir la propagación de la enfermedad del virus corona COVID-19 a los demás y por la seguridad del público. El público y los presentadores serán anunciados por el oficial conduciendo la reunión para poder hablar durante la sección del comentario público o después de la discusión del artículo de la agenda por cual se apuntaron siguiendo las reglas del gobierno 551.042.
Mr. Chair, you ready to call to order?
Mr. Lafuente, you'll be the chair.
Okay.
Mr.
Yes.
Lopez is absent.
Yes, at 5:41, we start the meeting Planning and Zoning Commission, the City of Socorro. Today, Tuesday, June the 2nd, 2020. Go ahead.
Okay. Mr. Andrew Arroyos,
Yes.
Mr. Arturo Lafuente,
Here, yes, present.
Enrique Cisneros,
It's mute, Enrique Cisneros.
Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you. Mr. David Estrada, absent, and Mr. Ernest Gomez is as well absent.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, we do have a forum. So notice to the public, open forum. Do we have a speaker?
There is nobody signed up for for public comment.
Okay, so we're ready for item number 3, consent agenda.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Joe Terrazas, Planning and Zoning Department.
Before you approve the consent agenda, I'm gonna ask you if you can remove item 3B. We're not ready to present this item. We're gonna bring it back on the next meeting if it's possible. But in the meantime, we're gonna have to delete item number 3B from the agenda today.
Do we have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Do we have a motion with removing item B into regular agenda so we can delete it?
Yes, I make a motion to approve, to move it.
A second motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take the vote. David Estrada is absent. Arturo de la Fuente,
Yes.
Andrew Arroyos,
Yes.
Enrique Cisneros,
Yes, ma'am.
and Daniel Lopez is absent, and so is Ernest Gomez. Motion passes. Moving on to regular agenda number 4.
There's no items for a regular agenda. We can move on to the next item.
I don't already.
I think it's item 3C is next, is that right?
Correct.
Yeah, 3.
It's actually 3B, I'm sorry, 3B, item 3B. This is
Joe.
the item that we're requesting to delete because we need to bring it back later.
Do we have a motion?
Okay, on the item 3 is to consent agenda, right? Consider take action on the approval of the meeting amendments the last meeting, right?
Mr. La Fuente, we cannot hear you with your face mask on. I'm sorry, it's sounding muffled.
Can you hear me well? Let me put the. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. On the item number 3, which says consent agenda, consider take action on the approval of the last meeting minutes. We haven't give that approval. Oh, yes.
Okay, so I guess there was a confusion. The consent agenda was approved, and we
Okay.
moved item B into regular agenda in order to see if we can have a motion to delete the item and bring back at the next planning and zoning meeting.
So it's gonna be the 4B, right? The one that is removed.
Correct, it was moved to regular agenda.
Okay. Go ahead. Are you gonna read it or we want us to read?
So I need a motion to, if you all wish to delete, I need a motion and a second.
Okay. On the item is the word is gonna be removed, says 4B, right? On the public hearing rezoning. That's the one that is removed and the meeting here today.
Mr. De La Fuente, I think you are under the minutes that were approved in consent. So in the actual agenda, it was a consent agenda with A, B, C, and D. We asked to approve it, removing item B into regular because staff is requesting to delete the item to bring back at the following meeting.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the item?
Go ahead and read it.
So are we taking on consent agenda, part C, consider and take action on public hearing request for Hacienda del Valle Unit 2 replat?
Correct. So items A, C, and D were approved under consent agenda. Staff requested to remove item B into regular agenda because we're asking to delete that item until the following meeting. The other three items have been approved in order to go into a public hearing at the next meeting. They're all introductions.
I'm lost. I don't know if anybody else is, but I'm looking at the email that was sent on, actually, I think yesterday, and I'm opening up the attachment, and I'm looking at, so tell me what page to look at.
Okay, I'm gonna share the agenda.
No, we got the addendum yesterday.
Okay.
What page is it? What page are we addressing?
So we're on page number 2.
Okay,
At the very top, it has the heading of the meeting, and then it says consent agenda.
You know what,
Yes.
I
Okay?
guess we all have the meeting agenda from May 19, 2020. Is that correct?
No, we have the one,
I got the
So-
one from May 19.
Mr. La Fuente, what you're viewing is the minutes that are attached to the actual agenda of the meeting. Do you all see that?
Yes, okay. No, I saw that, but that's, no, I think I got the wrong agenda today because 2 minutes ago I called Sergio and he sent me this one, but it says Tuesday, May 19, 2020.
Okay, so if you can see your screen, I'm gonna share the agenda. So right now for June 2nd, 2020, under item number 3, consent agenda, I'm gonna read items A, B, C, and D. Okay, and then we're gonna,
I don't,
you're
I don't
gonna,
have,
we
I don't
had
have-
asked to remove item 3B to regular agenda. So that was the first motion we took.
okay. I got the wrong agenda. Sorry.
Do the other commissioners have the correct agenda?
yes, I have the one for June 2nd,
Okay.
Okay.
which is, I think I have the correct one, it's for June 2nd.
Yes.
yes, the one that was sent today, yes.
Yes, the one that was sent today, huh?
My one, I got it today from Sergio, and it says May 19th. Well, we
Mr.
can.
La Fuente, what you're looking at are the minutes from May 19th. That's item number 3A. If you look at the screen, you're gonna see where it says consent agenda.
Yes,
Was part of the backup because those are the minutes from May 19th. They were asking you to delete the item that's right after that. You see the little arrow on the screen?
yes.
Right there, that item is the one that we're asking you to delete.
Can I make a motion to go ahead and approve and remove that one for next week then? B?
Thank you, Mr. Arroyo. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Cisneros. David Estrada is absent. Arturo La Fuente?
I'm present. David Estrada is absent.
Yes. So David Estrada is absent. I'm trying to
Yes.
take Arturo La Fuente's vote.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. Are you voting yes for the item?
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank
Sergio.
you. Andrew Arroyo?
Yes.
Enrique Cisneros?
Yes, ma'am.
And we have Ernest Gomez that is absent, and so is Mr. Daniel Lopez absent. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 5, Planning and Zoning Commissioners Report.
Nothing to report.
I don't have any report today.
So there is nothing to report on item number 5. Moving on to item number 6, Planning and Zoning Department Report.
There's nothing to report.
Nothing to report for the Planning and Zoning Department. Moving on to item number 7, excuse absent commission members. Do we have a
I make the
motion?
motion.
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
I'll second the motion.
Who was our first?
Andrew.
Thank you, sir. David Estrada is absent. Arturo de la Fuente?
I'm here. Yes.
Andrew Arroyos?
Yes.
Enrique Cisneros?
No.
Ernest Gomez is absent and Daniel Lopez is absent. Motion passes. Moving on to item number 8, adjournment. Do we have a motion?
I motion to adjourn.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank
Andrew.
you. David Estrada is absent. Arturo La Fuente?
Yes.
Andrew Arroyos?
Yes.
Enrique Cisneros?
Yes, ma'am.
Ernest Gomez is absent, and so is Daniel Lopez. Motion passes. Thank you, everyone. We will see each other in 2 weeks.
Meeting has adjourned at 5:55 p.m.
Thank you.